My name is Victoria Hayes. I am 45 years old, and for most of my life, I believed I was building something unbreakable. I believed I was a strong mother, a reliable wife, a successful professional. I believed love meant protection, and protection meant money, structure, and control. I believed if I could construct a secure future, everything else would fall into place. I did not understand that love without attention slowly becomes distance, and distance, if left untouched, turns into disappearance. My husband Matthew is a respected surgeon. I run a growing marketing firm with international clients. We have one son, Noah. He is 17, or at least he was 17 the last day he slept under this roof. When Noah was born, after years of fertility treatments and heartbreak, we treated him like a miracle we were afraid to lose. I remember the hospital lights, the smell of antiseptic, the weight of him in my arms. I whispered promises I was certain I would keep. I told him he would never feel unseen. I told him our home would be his safe place. Matthew kissed my forehead and said, "We'll give him everything." We did give him everything except what he actually needed. In the early years, our house was loud and warm. Noah's laughter echoed through the hallways. Matthew came home exhausted, but still lay on the carpet-building towers out of plastic bricks. I read bedtime stories even when my voice trembled from fatigue. We sat at the table together every night. Phones stayed in other rooms. When Noah spoke, we listened. Fully. Then success arrived and demanded more. Matthew was offered a position at a prestigious private clinic. The salary doubled. The responsibility tripled. I expanded my firm and hired more employees. Clients in different time zones meant calls at night. Emails followed me everywhere. We told ourselves it was temporary. We were investing in Noah's future. We moved into a larger modern house. High ceilings, glass walls, a backyard, a separate home office for me, a media room for him. He had his own gaming system, laptop, phone. We believed we were proving love through upgrades. Gradually, dinner changed. At first, it was small interruptions. Then, entire conversations happened through screens while Noah sat across from us. "Just a second," I would say. "After this call," Matthew would add. Noah would start telling us about school, about friends, about something that hurt his feelings, and we would nod while staring at glowing screens. He noticed before we did. He began eating earlier, sometimes alone. His laughter faded. He stopped inviting us to watch his soccer games. When I asked why, he shrugged and said, "You're busy." It wasn't anger, it was acceptance. There were signs we ignored. He once came home with a bruise on his arm. "What happened?" I asked distractedly. "Nothing," he replied. I didn't press. I didn't look closely. I trusted the word nothing too easily. One night, he stood in my office doorway. I was reviewing contracts. "Mom, can you sit with me for a minute?" he asked quietly. "After I finish this," I said without looking up. When I finally walked into the hallway, he was gone. His door was closed. I knocked. "I'm fine," he said from inside. I believed him because it was easier. Matthew had similar moments. Noah once asked him to watch him practice guitar. Matthew said he was too tired from surgery. Noah nodded and said, "It's okay." That phrase became his armor. The first real crack happened during dinner. Noah put down his fork and said calmly, "If I stopped coming to the table, would you notice?" Matthew frowned. "Of course we would. Don't be ridiculous." Noah looked at us carefully. "Really notice?" I forced a smile and said, "Yes." But even as I said it, I knew we had already stopped noticing the details. He stopped trying after that. His grades slipped, not dramatically, just enough to signal something was wrong. Teachers emailed. We blamed distraction. We blamed adolescence. We never blamed absence. The night he left felt painfully normal. Matthew and I were discussing an investment opportunity. Numbers filled the screen. Noah walked past us with his backpack. "I'm going out," he said. "Be back before 11, I replied automatically. I didn't stand up. I didn't look into his eyes. I didn't ask where he was going. He didn't return. At 11, I felt mild annoyance. At midnight, unease. At 1 a.m., fear. I called his phone. It rang once and went silent. Matthew tried too. Nothing. We checked his room. His laptop was gone. Several clothes were missing. His passport was no longer in the drawer. On his desk lay a folded letter. I tried to tell you I felt alone here. You heard me but didn't listen. I don't hate you. I just can't stay somewhere I feel invisible. I need to find out who I am without being an afterthought. My hands trembled violently. The room felt smaller. Matthew stood behind me, silent in a way I had never seen.